Please read the disclaimer. XRP holders, I can't believe Trump is doing this. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. I gotta pull up my sleeves. Get ready for this day. We got a lot to talk about right now. The crypto market is, it is what it is. But right now, there's a lot of things to talk about. South Korean exchange continues to tank. Dubai exchange opened up. What could potentially happen here with the stock market? What's going to happen with the crypto market, XRP, Bitcoin, all the latest and the greatest. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like a button. And let's get into it. So currently XRP is sitting at $1.37, up about 1% on the day. Bitcoin is back over the resistance area here, the previous all-time high from 2021. So Bitcoin is sitting now at 69,300, give or take. It did go up a little bit. Remember, the high for Bitcoin when we ran up on Monday was 70,000. So we're not that far off from that. But XRP's high, right, was at $1.42. So XRP has retraced a lot of the gains it made on Monday and has not been since then able to recover. Similar for Ethereum that went up to 2,090. Also Sol went up to about 90. So the only one that's really kind of close to where it was on Monday morning was Bitcoin. This could be an indication for us that some of the money is starting to flow back through the ETFs. And the big institutional money is coming towards Bitcoin. It's like, okay, it wasn't the end of the world. The whole, things that went over the weekend, the situation with the oil, and money is flowing into Bitcoin. So that could be a possibility, and that's why it's holding up a little bit better than the rest. We will see how things play out today in the stock market and the crypto market. The Dubai market just opened up today for the first time and seen a crash. It makes sense because if you think about it, the Dubai markets, the UAE, they haven't experienced something like this before. Similar what's happening in South Korea, where their market just continues to tank, another about 14% down in the last 48 hours. So it hit an all-time high. And in the last 2 days, it's freaking out. It's selling off significantly. I don't know why the South Koreans are freaking out so much. South Koreans, stop freaking out. But that's what's happening there in their market. And the absurdness of this, right? Where is it? Is that the Israeli stock market is popping, right? And so again, why is this happening? Why are these markets that, okay, the UAE, yes, the UAE has to do with what's happening. They're being attacked. South Korean really doesn't have anything to do, just, the global situation, the oil situation and what could potentially hit in the supply chain and things like that, but not really, right? And then the Israeli market, which Israel is under attack right now, is popping. Why is this happening? Again, when you have less fear, okay, so if the Iranian octopus, right? Because the Iranians had been octopusing multiple organizations around Israel. If they are eliminated, right? Or not the Iranian, Iran is a country, but the Iranian regime, then there'd be a lot more stability in the area. There'll be a lot more prosperity in the area. And that's why money is flowing into it. Where there's fear, where people are like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen, and they're not used to a situation, then investors are selling off. And again, this is just another teaching moment for us, seeing the difference between the exchanges and how the investors in those specific exchanges are reacting to specific things. And it's very interesting. It's a case study. And you can see like crypto investors right now aren't that afraid, right? We're not seeing 15% drop here for XRP, for Bitcoin, whereas in the South Korean exchange, which hit an all-time high, then a little bit of a fear, and it potentially was a bubble there. The bubble got popped and big sell-offs. And again, that could potentially happen down the line in certain scenarios for the crypto market. Now, not right now, because where is it? Because right now, sentiment is at all-time low. You can see this on YouTube. You can see it on on Twitter. You can see here it says altcoin discussion have hit rock bottom on social media, which historically has been strong buy signal before major out rallies per sentiment. And yes, it's at all-time low. You can see like posts about crypto, like even on the algorithm of X here, I'm seeing less on the For You, right? Less things about crypto. Elon Musk said that you can change it, but I guess for my region, it's not available yet, where you can change what you want to see. So if you want to see about crypto, you can push and it will give you only crypto posts. You want to see about the conflict, it will give you the conflict, right? And so on and so on. Like I was doing some research on some YouTube stuff, and now I get tons of posts about YouTube. So and less about crypto. So I would like to get back to more crypto, but the algorithm or AI, right? I was interested in AI, so similar kind of activity that was seen there. So it will be very interesting to see, what happens here. Again, people are very interested in what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in the US, things that's going on there, and less about crypto right now. And for example, South Koreans that might be, very big in crypto, um, were pulled to their stock market because it was doing so well, and there was FOMO, right? So potentially they were moving money from crypto into the stock market. Maybe now we'll see a shift back. Maybe they lose all their money and they can't shift back, but that's the potential risk that we take anytime in investing. I don't know if you guys have seen the Korean what's it called, the games, right, where people that have big debts come to compete, right? But yeah, that's actual things that happen in South Korea. People get into huge debt. People sign over or give they give signatures for other people's debt and things like that, and then they get into trouble. So yeah, South Korea, very interesting country. But what had me shocked that Trump just did, so it didn't have to do with anything regarding the Iran war or anything about that. It actually had to do with crypto. And Trump tweeted out, right? He has like the Situation Room, and he has all this information coming in about the war. No crypto, right? So I was very surprised that he's actually giving a time of day. Maybe it's one of his minions, could be, but I'll show you in just a second. He actually met with someone. Well, I'll tell you in just a second. So he tweeted out this: the Genius Act is being threatened and undermined by the banks, and that is unacceptable. We are now not going to allow it. The US needs to get market structure done ASAP. Americans should earn more money on their money. The banks are hitting record profits, and we are not going to allow them to undermine our powerful crypto agenda. That will end up going to China and other countries if we don't get the Clarity Act taken care of. The Genius Act was USA's first big step to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, and getting the Clarity Act done is the next step to finish the job, and most importantly, keep this big and powerful industry in our country. The banks should not be trying to undercut the Genius Act or hold the Clarity Act hostage. They need to make a good deal with the crypto industry because that's what is in the best interest of the American people. This industry cannot be taken from the people of America when it is so close to becoming truly successful. Thank you for your attention to the matter, President Donald J. Trump. So that's what Trump tweeted. And maybe his sons, whispered in his ear a little bit that he also needs to address this, because they are big in the crypto market and big in crypto investments. But still, like this is, the president right now is at war. The U.S. is at war, and the president is tweeting about the crypto market. So, it's not a given that he would do that, right? Definitely, the previous presidents wouldn't do that. Okay, so this is again another signal for the time being, as long as President Trump is president, right? That the crypto market will get the love it deserves. Going forward, who knows what happens? Who knows what will be just from that front? But again, I've told you this in the past. If the runway is created, then they're not going to destroy the runway. Meaning that if laws get passed, and it's not the end of the world, right? Because a lot of why things didn't get done in the crypto market, just legislative wise, was they were talking about how bad crypto was and things like that, the Democrats, right? Specifically, Elizabeth Warren was always up there, right? As the poster girl. But if they show that the demon isn't that bad and it's actually good, then it will be very hard for, to put the genie back into the bottle, or the genius act, right? And President Trump reportedly met with CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, before criticizing the bank's overstalled crypto bill. So the fact is that the president of the United States is meeting with the CEO of a crypto company, right, in time of war, tells you what you need to know, right? I'm not going to say any more about that. I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. So Goldman Sachs says oil could rise to 30% to $100 a barrel if the Strait of Hormuz remains closed. Right now, oil is sitting at $76. This is like the scaring point. Oh, it's going to $100. It's going to $100. Oil has been at $100 before. This happened around July, March of 2022. So this is nothing like too crazy, right? This has happened before. But this is like the scaring point that they're scaring everybody. Listen, in 2022, oil was at $120. Did the world collapse? No, but at that time, actually, do we have the S&P 500, right? Remember, in 2022, right? What am I looking at here? Not the 1 minute chart, the daily chart. Remember, we had April, we dropped here, but in 2022, that was like the low zone here when the market dropped to 3,500. There was a lot of fear that was going on here as well. And then what happened? We went on a massive rally. So they can sell us the fear with the oil and the Hormuz, the being closed, the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump has already come out and said multiple things. Where is it? Where is it? I have it open? Not that. He said that he potentially would, bring in, what's the word? Security for these boats, and also potential President Trump ordered the U.S. Development Finance Corporation to provide political risk insurance and guarantees for all maritime trade traveling through the Persian Gulf. Why? Because oil markets were on the verge of opening the step 6 of their conflict book. This is Kobesi, right? We can read this at a later time. But moments after the announcement, oil prices decline as much as 10%, right? Trump, in a second, right, in a minute, in a tweet, can change the way that something is going. So oil could be pumping, and then he tweets out something, and then the market could decline off of that, right? So again, if you're trying to catch these waves and catch these things in a short period of time, it's very, very hard. Moreover, again, day trading is going to become super duper hard because of AI agents in the future. And it is what it is. You can have your own AI agents, of course, and that's the next step forward. And it's going to be very interesting to see, how the markets behave in 1 year, 2 years, even. Like, we might be talking in a totally different scenario in 1 year. Like, I might be making a video showing you how all my AI agents are doing. Like, it could be today, like it could be tomorrow. It just, with the current situation, I don't have a lot of free time. Like, my time is either with you guys or with the kids, or like half an hour of research while they're watching a movie or something like that. And then I'm with them like the rest of the day. So maybe not in the next few weeks, but once things quiet down a little bit, then potentially we could maybe set up some AI agents and see how potentially that could work. And I don't know if the exchanges that I use here have that I saw crypto.com enabled that. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do something like that in the future. Let me know in the comment section if you want to know what's going on there. I forgot to show you this. When I was talking about the South Korean exchanges collapsing, it says 1 gazillion. How many zeros there? I don't know if you know, but the won is like they deal in thousands, right? So like, so their money is it's not like 1 won. You can't buy anything with 1 won. You need like a few thousands to buy something, right? So it's how many zeros is this? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 zeros, 1 and 15 zeros. After that, I think it's not even a trillion is 12 zeros. So what's after a trillion? I don't even know what that number is, but it's a huge number. 770 billion in US dollars, right? But just in won, that's a huge, huge number. So will it tell me what number is that? It's a quadrillion. So one quadrillion won was deleted on that crash. So huge number. Sleep update to all of you that are interested. I got a good night of sleep. I can't believe it. We had a siren at about 11:30, right? And after that, nothing. Knock on wood, till now. It's already 12 hours almost later and no siren. So we were told that potentially the next few days would see a diminished amount. We'll see. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, this whole situation gets removed or finished quickly, swiftly, and we get back to normalcy. And we've been talking about this over the past few weeks about this possibility of US doing something, Iran doing something, right? And so it was kept floating above all of our heads. I shared with you that my mother-in-law was like, come on, she was getting restless already. She was saying, come on, let's, let it happen already. I can't deal with the unknown, right? Once it happens, you can deal with it, right? You have the first initial, day or so, it's kind of crazy, but then it kind of levels off and we're already used to living in this norm. Hopefully after this kind of norm, we won't see it for a very long time again. Hopefully never again, but probably we will. This is just the situation that we're in. But we don't have that, that black cloud that's something's coming. So when you have that black cloud removed, then markets can feel a little bit more confident. Like you saw, the Israeli stock exchange is popping because that black cloud soon is removed. And the same thing could happen with the crypto market. This could be removed, right? The Iran, US, Israel situation, but also the Clarity Act, right? The president of the United States just tweeted about it, just had a meeting with the CEO of the company that was against it or pulled out its support. He wants to get it done. So there's high probability, if the president is doing this, that we're going to get it done. For sure it's going to get done? No, we don't know that, okay? But, seeing that and seeing him tweet in time of war about the crypto market gives me a lot of confidence that it's going to get done and that the crypto markets are going to be very, very happy once it's done. The last kind of bad thing that is holding the crypto market down or the black cloud will be removed. And then what are the haters going to say? Well, it's midterm election year, right? That's like the only thing. There's nothing really, bad or concerning on the crypto market after that. You remove all the deterrents and then the light comes out. The black cloud is removed and the light comes out. I don't know what I'm doing. Am I conducting a symphony here? I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry for that. That was a very bad bit. Especially those of you watching on the TV. I don't know what was going on there. A lot of you watch me on the TV, about 25% of you, which is kind of crazy to me. I know my kids watch YouTube on the TV, but I watch, well, they have a monopoly on the TV. And if I'm watching with the missus, we usually just, watch shows. But, when you have kids, you don't have a lot of time at night to watch stuff you want. So of course I work from home. So if I do watch YouTube, it's during the day and on my computer. Okay, enough of that. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.